Hello and welcome to Sanctuary Cove Boat Show on the Gold Coast of Queensland, Australia. I'm Adi Shard from Fleming Yachts, and it is with great pride that I'm going to walk you through this brand new Fleming 55. It's been now over 40 years ago since Tony Fleming first designed and built the 55. And he had an amazing knack for designing something not only really practical, but also really beautiful. Just look at the flared bow, fine entry, and low profile that make this boat the most comfortable at sea. The full walk-around side decks make both docking and mooring the boat really safe and really easy. Fleming Yachts, we've always strived to use the best materials and equipment available and install it in a way to make it as safe and easy to use as possible. Over this last 40 years, we've constantly evolved and updated all the systems to make it as cutting edge as possible. So let me take you on board the 55 and show you why it's the ultimate cruising yacht. Here on the foredeck of the 55, you see the chain gear. We have two twin rope and chain windlasses, one electric, one hydraulic, with ultra anchors and grade 60 stainless steel chain, which is actually stronger than galvanized chain. It looks beautiful, but it also self-flakes and falls into the chain locker without you having to flake it. Now, this equipment is standard not only on the 55, but throughout the Fleming range. A trademark of the Fleming design is the Portuguese bridge. It gives you safe walk-around space and great protection from green water when at sea. Coming onto the foredeck, we have an escape hatch from the forward cabin, two skylights for natural light and opening for ventilation, some courtesy lights to light up the foredeck. We've got great seating here, port and starboard, for relaxing with a gin and tonic in the evening. Shore power here, heavy cleats and hawse pipes for lots of mooring lines, and the stainless work is really beautiful. All the welds are ground and polished, and you'll find that stainless consistent throughout the boat. Another super practical part of the Fleming design is the ease of access on and off the boat. So here we have side access port and starboard at this higher level to get on and off fixed docks. And further aft on the side decks, we've got doors port and starboard for getting on and off floating docks. We built a custom mast here, which is bespoke to whatever equipment the customer wants. In this case, he's got a FLIR thermal imaging camera and a Starlink, which makes those old, big, round, ugly domes obsolete. We've also got 1,280 watts of solar panels here, which is great for keeping the lithium-ion batteries topped up when you're on the hook. Now, these solar panels are imported from Germany. You can see they're flat, and they've actually got a non-skid finish. You can actually walk on them, so it makes cleaning and maintaining them super easy. Here on the flybridge helm of the 55, I've got a beautiful 360-degree view from this raised position. I'm out of the sun. And this helm is basically a full duplicate of what we have in the pilot house down below. I mean, there's enough equipment here that would be the main helm on most other boats. Pretty much everything you see up here is standard on the 55. The only differences might be the choice of instrumentation that you wish to go for, whether it's Simrad or Furuno or Garmin. Upholstery, of course, is a customer's choice. The type of table. This is a classic teak varnished top, but we can also do different materials and fold out high-low tables. We've got a fridge underneath the seat. Now over here we have one of the great design features of the Fleming 55, which is a dumb waiter. Over here we've got a common option, which is an electric barbecue. We can also do gas. And this one is specific to the Australian client. It's a Cookout barbecue, which is an Australian brand. Under here, we've also got an ice maker. Here we have a 3.4 meter tender, which is about the biggest you can get on a 55. This is also customer spec, but that's easily deployed and launched into the water through our standard steelhead davit, which is 1,000 pound rated. That has a telescopic boom and is easily controlled with a wireless or a wired remote for redundancy. Here we have a beautiful stainless hinged hatch with access down to the cockpit, which leads me back to the aft docking station here with a perfect view of the swim platform. And with this twin disc EGS joystick and its precise control, it's really easy to back into some tight spaces. The 55 is in fact 60 feet 9 inches long from the tip of the anchor platform to the tip of the swim platform. It's 16 feet in beam. It has a 5-foot draft, and that keel is well below the running gear. So if there's an accidental grounding, you won't damage the props or the rudders. There's a 16 feet air draft as well, which makes it really handy for getting under low bridges. And that low profile also makes the boat really much more comfortable at sea. We're now on the aft deck of the 55, and the first thing you see is this beautiful teak cap rail. Teak is the traditional standard that we offer, but we can also offer fiberglass composite rails for those who don't want that sort of maintenance. We also have a beautiful fold-out teak table here, big enough for 8 or 10 people to eat, lunch or dinner. We've got a ladder up here to the flybridge. Behind that is a fridge freezer. Over here we have another docking station. You could also fit a fridge or an ice maker in there if you wanted. And over here we have these wing doors, which you can open and close like so. And when you're at anchor, the wind tends to whistle down the sides of the boat. So closing those doors really makes it more comfortable and quiet when you're sitting there of an evening. Welcome to the warm and cozy salon of the Fleming 55. These double doors also have a fly screen. And this area is probably the most customizable of all parts of the boat. You can really appoint the settees and the cabinetry to suit your needs. In this case, we have an L settee on this side with a very clever high-low table, which goes down at 45 degrees. So when it's down at the coffee table height, it moves away from you, giving you the knee space you require. On this side, we also have another settee. It could also be custom cabinetry. We have glasses and bottle storage here. We have a TV cabinet here, high and low, with a Sonos system, which is with speakers throughout the boat. We have a beautiful wine cooler cabinet in the far corner over there. All of the cabinetry in a Fleming is hand-built by our master carpenters and actually built into the structure of the boat, making the boat structurally strong and lasting a lifetime. Now moving into the galley, we have silestone countertops as standard. We have induction cooktop, microwave here, both of which can run through the inverter. A Neff full-size oven here. The great thing about this, look at this, the way this door folds away to make it completely out the way and safe when you're underway. We've got a dishwasher here, plenty of storage, waste disposer. One of the classic design points on the 55 is the dumb waiter. So here we can open these overhead cabinets, and we have a tray where we can put in whatever snacks and drinks we want, put it back in this cupboard, and it can be retrieved from the flybridge. Now follow me down to the accommodation. One of the wonderful things about the 55 is the flow through the boat and the ease of getting from one area to the other without too many flights of stairs. So here we've got the central passageway, we've got full-size washer and vented dryer. On this side, on the starboard side, we have a guest cabin with lower and upper bunks. On the port side here, we have another guest cabin. This port cabin can be appointed in many ways. You could have a queen berth with cabinetry on the inboard side, or this particular one is quite popular. You've got two single berths, an upper slide out berth here, and a Pullman berth here. So in this cabin you can actually sleep 4. On the starboard side here we have a head for the starboard and port guest cabins, and here we have the master cabin up forward. We've got great hanging locker space and drawers port and starboard sides. We've got lots of natural light coming in from port lights and these overhead skylights. And in the overhead here we have an escape hatch in case of fire. So there we go, with a built-in step to take you straight out. And as with everything in a Fleming, even in the hard to reach places, everything is finished beautifully. The bed has tons of storage underneath. You've got these drawers, but also the whole bed lifts up electrically. There's way more storage inside there. And here, right next to the bedside, we've got a remote C-zone panel where we can do everything that we can on the panel upstairs, including starting and stopping the genset, checking the battery levels, turning on all loads and lights. Super convenient. Here in the master shower, I've got tons of headroom, a port light for ventilation and natural light, silestone floors. Here's a Tecma toilet, silestone basin counter and heated towel rails. Welcome to the pilot house of the Fleming 55, the nerve centre of the boat and a real ship's bridge. Now the difference between 55s of past and now is the latest tech. So we've got the twin disc EJS control system with proportional high-powered thrusters and the ability to have position hold and easy manoeuvrability with the joystick. We've got the latest customised Fleming First Mate system which controls and monitors everything throughout the boat. We've got Humphrey stabilisers and interceptors which work together underway for pitch and roll control and at rest. We've got a lithium-ion battery bank which powers all of this, and we've got solar panels which help top up that power as well. Also standard on the 55 is a full CCTV package, so you have 2 cameras in the engine room, one on the aft deck, one on the flybridge, and they're all pan, tilt and zoom, so you can move around and focus in exactly what you want to in whatever area. Over here we have a FLIR thermal imaging camera control, which is great for spotting hazards at night. Here we have the anchoring, the windlass switches with a chain counter on each, and also a chain wash button which will shoot seawater at the chain below the anchor platform to get off all that mud and sand before it comes onto the deck. Now this vessel has a full suite of Simrad instruments with a couple of 16 inches here and some multifunctional 4-inch displays in the middle. It's basically whatever the customer wants, whether it's Furuno or Garmin or Raymarine. You've got a big enough real estate here to fit whatever you want. We've recently reinvented the Fleming First Mate vessel management system. So now it not only monitors and controls everything you have on the boat, but we also have a remote app where you can see the location of the boat and it will send you push notifications if anything untoward happens, like the boat is moved or there are intruders that come on board the boat, if the shore power goes off or if the bilge pumps start running. The great thing about the Fleming 55 pilot house is it's a truly dedicated pilot house. So we can close this privacy door here so everybody down below can carry on watching a movie, having a party, whilst the helmsman can concentrate on navigating. We've got stairs up to the flybridge here, comfortable seating over here for those who wish to join. This area of the settee can fill in and become a captain's berth for those on watch. We've got port and starboard sliding doors for access onto the side decks. This stid seat is standard and available in any colour you like. Now if you turn off these lights, we've got these red dimmable overhead lights, which is just enough to give you vision on your controls, but not enough to spoil your night vision for going on through the night. Now here there's another optional extra, which is a dockmate twist. So this, you can control the engines and the thrusters remotely, completely wirelessly, and this latest version, the twist, even has a mini joystick to mimic the EJS joystick over there. Down here in the engine room of the 55, I'm flanked here by 2 Cummins 500 horsepower engines and 4 fiberglass fuel tanks holding 1,000 US gallons or 3,800 litres of fuel. That will push the boat to a top speed of 18 knots, but a normal cruising speed for most Flemings is 9 to 10 knots, at which speed you could get 2,000 nautical miles of range at 8 knots and over 1,000 nautical miles of range at 10 knots. Now here we have, this boat has the twin disc hydraulic system, so here and here are the hydraulic pumps that power the stern thrusters and bow thrusters. Now we have one on each for redundancy, and right here we have a staple of the Fleming range. Every 55 ever built has had this Aquadrive CV shaft, which enables the thrust from the props to be taken by this bracket here and not by the engines, meaning the engine can float completely freely on these very soft, cushy mounts, which reduces any noise and vibration throughout the boat and makes the boat super smooth and quiet. One of the greatest new bits of tech to become standard on the Fleming 55 is this Mastervolt lithium-ion phosphate house battery bank. Now this is 920 amp hours, and almost all of that is usable. 80% of it is usable, relative to the AGM house bank batteries, with which only 50% is usable. The other great thing about these is that you can recharge them from 20% to 100% in only 3 hours, whether that's via genset or shore power or the high output alternators that we have on each engine. Now with these 2 4 kilowatt inverters, we can turn all of that DC power also into AC power, almost all of the AC loads on the boat, including air conditioning in the master cabin and in the pilot house. The other great thing about having all this DC battery power is that the Humphrey stabilizers, because they're DC 24 volt, you can run them at rest overnight without needing to recharge the batteries and without needing to run a genset or the engines. At Fleming Yachts, we've always strived to use the best materials and equipment available and install it in a way to make it as safe and easy to use as possible. Now this is hull number 272. Now every 55 ever built has been different and a slight improvement to the one before it. So after 272 times, we're now at a place where this has kind of organically evolved based on feedback, new equipment, new materials to make it the boat that it is today.